everybody had beautiful products, but nobody really explained exactly why do you use makeup. We use makeup to create the perfect illusion of the perfect balance and proportion.
So I want to start with asking you how you started your career, because you are an icon and I feel like everyone needs to know the journey.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me. And the way I started was a necessity, actually. I emigrated from Romania and I came in this country without speaking the language, not knowing too many people. So the only job that didn't require really a perfect English was beauty business. So I started working as an esthetician.
Wow. Okay. And so that was kind of like when you were younger, did you think you'd get into beauty or no?
Oh, never.
Really?
Oh, never. I studied construction engineering. Absolutely nothing to do with beauty. But my mother was a lot into beauty. And every Sunday we used to go on her day off. We used together to go and spend time together in the salon. And I watched her getting her hair, her facials, her manicure and pedicure. And having those treatments kind of, introduced me to beauty. I loved it. Romanian women, they really, even if they didn't have products, we used to mix creams, and we used to go to the pharmacy and mix that to create creams because you couldn't buy it in the stores.
Wow.
But they were very much into beauty.
So then when you started your career in beauty, was it eyebrows right away, or what was the whole career that?
No, I started working as an esthetician, so doing facial and body waxing and makeup. And I actually, everything started with me because I was a victim of the 80s over-tweezed eyebrows.
The thin brows.
The thin eyebrows, awful. And I bought a camera when I came here, and I started a disposable camera, and I started taking pictures, and I realized that I looked surprised in all the pictures. And I remember my art teacher always talking about how important eyebrows were and how they are the most important feature of our face that could change an emotion when you draw a portrait and you change the eyebrows. So I went to the library to revisit everything that I learned, and I wanted to fix my own eyebrows. So I wanted to study, to kind of revisit the golden ratio theory that Leonardo da Vinci used on all his work, because he did the most diverse and the most through study on the human body and face mostly. And I wanted to create the perfect eyebrows according my bone structure and natural eyebrow shape using golden ratio. And I fix my eyebrows, and clients will look at me and they will say, well, did you change your hair color? Something is different about you. Looks better, but we don't know what. So that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we even get into how the business grew from there and how you started it to begin with, I want to find out, if someone is a victim of the 80s and 90s with the over-plucked brows,
yes,
is it possible to get it back to perfect condition?
Well, number one, if you keep tweezing or waxing for a very long time the wrong way, and you destroy the hair follicle, obviously that is not going to grow. If you have a dormant follicle, then you use products that will stimulate the hair growth and you could get it back. We have a serum that kind of maintains a healthy environment around the hair follicle. Now, you could do that if you are lucky enough and you didn't twist for a very long time. Now, if you don't have even dormant follicle, then that's why I created products that will allow you to create that perfect eyebrow shape for your face. So the theory that I used from the beginning and developed this technique was based on science. I mean, I didn't invent a golden ratio. Obviously, I just use it to create this technique. So I think it's important to have that in mind. So even if you want to tweeze yourself, kind of map out, draw in what will be the perfect shape for you, and then you tweeze outside that guideline. I mean, I created stencils. That will be a great guideline. But I have as well an app, Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's a free app. And you could try, they will read your face and they will use golden ratio and they will suggest what shape stencil you should use. So, and the color as well. So it's very beneficial.
Wow, that's incredible. So then tell us about what the golden ratio even is as it pertains to brows.
So I simplify everything because if you measure all our our entire body and face, it's structure to be in a golden ratio. When you create that perfect proportion with your feature, let's talk only about face, you create a perfect balance and proportion with your features, and you create a harmony that the human eye is encoded to recognize that. So the entire concept of creating that perfect shape for eyebrows, that simplifying the theory using the mathematical formula is your eyebrows should begin above, middle of, inside of the nostrils.
So here?
Yes, above.
Okay.
Outside corner of the nose, corner of the eyes. Here, where you end that line, that should be the end of your eyebrows.
Is that the end of my eyebrow?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit longer, but it's good.
Okay.
And tip of your nose, middle of the iris, that line, the diagonal should be the arch of your eyebrows. So then you create, I mean, if you use the stencil, it will be the easiest way to see the perfect shape for you, according to your bone structure. So I created 5 stencil, and I remember at the beginning, people will ask, well, if I use the high arch stencil, then I will have a cookie cutter eyebrows. Everybody will have the same eyebrow. Well, it's not, because we all have different bone structure. So our bones, like brow bone, is completely different. Our eyes are different shape, different space between the space between the eyebrow and lash line. So the upper lid is completely different. So everything, the bone structure will change the shape, even if you use the same stencil. And the texture of the hair. You could have straight hair, the direction of the hair. Sometimes the hair goes down, sometimes it's too curly. So all those elements will change completely. Even if you use the same stencil, your shape will look different than mine if I will use the same stencil.
So based on the stencils that you have, so say for example, let's talk about the high, you said it's called high arch. High arch.
Yes.
Okay. So is there a specific face shape that something like that would suit, or it's just applicable and it would just be a different ratio for a different person?
So based on the face shape, you need to measure exactly where the eyebrow should begin, should end, and what is your highest arch, highest part of your eyebrows. Then you use the stencil, and there are some standard deviation. There are some lines that you need to start the filling in the stencil and end exactly where your eyebrow points are, the marks. So that the length of the eyebrows, because it's based on your brow bone, it's going to give a totally different length of the eyebrows. So if, let's say, you use a stencil and the opening is longer than where your eyebrow should end, then you start filling in exactly where your eyebrow should end, and the highest part is going to move. So all the lines is going to move. The end is going to move 1-2 marks, and the highest part will move, because that's the bone structure that is different than the stencil, let's say.
That's super cool. And have you noticed that when it comes to eyebrow shapes, there's trends depending on the time of where we are, basically? Like, what are there specific eyebrow trends going on right now?
Yes. Now I think the trends are I should say last year was the laminated look.
Yeah.
And we created that brow freeze wax. And then to make it even easier, we created the brow freeze gel that it really holds the eyebrow the way you want it. And at this point, I think it's not anymore that spider eyebrow. It's a little more tame and it's softer looking. But still, I think that product, the brow freeze wax and brow freeze gel, gives you the opportunity to fill in your eyebrow the way you want it. And it locks the look of the eyebrows. Like, for instance, the end of my eyebrows always goes down. So with this product, I could fill in the upper part to create a higher arch, and just filling in with the brow freeze gel holds my eyebrow and it doesn't go down, so I don't need to see the pencil or the powder or the deep brow pomade that I use to create the higher arch.
I see. That is, I mean, it's incredible. Like, it's like really like a science.
It's a science, yes.
Well, art and science, I would say. It's like a mixture of both.
It's true. I think this is what the theory, when I started creating that technique, I was able from my art school to combine science with makeup.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was revolutionary, because before, everybody had beautiful products, but nobody really explained exactly, why do you use makeup? Do you like, I saw my mother, or I had a makeup artist that applied makeup on my face. No, we use makeup to create the perfect illusion of the perfect balance and proportion with our face. So when you put concealer, contouring, depends of your bone structure where you place the dark side to minimize certain part, and lighter side to enhance. So you create cheekbones, and you put the blush higher up, and you put the highest part of your bone, you put the highlighter to really create that 3D effect. So you use the makeup, dark color to minimize certain part, light color to emphasize certain parts. So, and blending is the most important one, because you create really a very natural look.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So you were really a trailblazer in, I would say, like brows, and then of course you expanded into makeup as well. But I mean, you looked into the theory, and then that's kind of how you perfected it. And then what happens? Like, how does the business really start to take off?
Well, you create products, because when I started, there were no products really that I could use for eyebrows. And I start creating products that will address a problem that my client had, and that will solve her solution. So let's say somebody had oily skin and coarse hair. I will create a product exactly for that. Or like I said before, I created clear brow gel just to hold it and hold was a medium hold, but was clear brow gel. The technology obviously changed since 98 when I started working on creating products. So that's why in 2022 we were able to create the brow freeze gel. So this is how I started. I started creating products to solve problems, to create the perfect eyebrows for my clients. Depends of the texture of their skin, the color, the texture of the eyebrow hair, and the color of the eyebrow hair. So all those elements, I kind of take in consideration, and I will create products.
Did you start off like right away with products, or was it first, did you like kind of build your base doing people's brows to begin with?
Yes. I started doing eyebrows, and I used to mix aloe vera with Vaseline and eyeshadow to create this pomade. And this is how I used to fill in after I will wax the eyebrows. And the client will come back and they will ask me they need that product because their eyebrow looked perfect when they left my salon, but after they will take a shower was over tweeze eyebrows, obviously. So Yeah, this is how it came up. And I went to Italy and I started creating products.
Wow. Do you remember the first moment for your business that you felt like, oh my gosh, like this is like really going to be something?
In terms of
Just like, was there like
eyebrows?
a big moment where like, I don't know, maybe it was like someone talking about it or your business started to like really
Oh, yes,
explode, you
yes,
know?
yes. Well, at the beginning, really nobody believed in eyebrows. I mean,
Hmm.
even when I wanted to rent the space of my salon, the owner, the landlord, didn't want to rent me the space because he didn't believe that doing eyebrows, I would be able to pay the rent in Beverly Hills. But I really believed, and I have to say, my clients really gave me the confidence because coming back every 3 weeks, every month to get their eyebrows done, they really believed in me and they gave me the confidence. Of course, the celebrity that I work, because I was working with so many celebrities from the beginning, early 90s, that validated my work. And everyday clients that they will come every 3 weeks, they gave me the confidence to keep going.
Hmm. That's really nice. I mean,
Yes,
honestly, it really is that like repeat business that shows you that you have
exactly.
something, you know?
And of course, then once I created the products and I went and I did Oprah Winfrey Eyebrows live, that was like getting an Oscar.
Wait, how did that happen? That's incredible. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yes, yes. That was in 98. Um, I got a call from their production company, and I went there and I did her eyebrows live.
That's
And it
incredible.
was, I mean, she is the original influencers, as you know. Your mother, your everyone,
Everyone.
yes, believed in whatever she said. And when I was on her show, it was like again, I got my Oscar moment.
That's incredible. I mean, that's like a huge achievement for like
Huge,
anyone
huge.
in a lifetime, you know, it's
Yes,
incredible.
I know.
Wow. So, something that I really admire about you is that you've been doing this for so long. And even right now, as we sat down, like before we started rolling, you were like, I want to stay young forever so I can work. And I mean, you've kind of had this longevity in your career. So, with all of that in mind, what are your best tips for young entrepreneurs?
I think you need to be authentic. You need to be engaged. You need to learn everything from A to Z about your business because you have to be involved.
Hmm.
You every day you it's not a dull moment, to be honest. The moment you wake up, if you want to be an entrepreneur, have your own business, you work nonstop. If you don't put that work, is not going to be helpful.
Yeah, and I also think that it's interesting because I know that right now there's like trends about like being soft and like not working that much, but I really think that as an entrepreneur, you can't do that, you know? Like it's just not realistic.
Again, I want to make sure that I make myself clear. If you want to be an
Exactly.
entrepreneur, if you feel
Don't,
like
yeah.
that's not for you, just like
Different
take
path.
your time. It's a different path. Do whatever makes you happy. But if you have in mind to be an entrepreneur, because I hear all the time, oh, I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to work for myself. Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. But just remember, from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep, you will work nonstop. You have to put that work.
You know, it's funny because I think that sometimes entrepreneurship is glamorized and I think it has, of course, like incredible moments, but at the same time, it's the hardest job. You're
It's a
working
very,
so hard.
but you love it. That's why you
Yeah, you
have
love
to
it.
really be passionate. If you are not passionate, if you are not in love with what you do, don't do it
Yes.
because it's so hard. You wake up, you have so many days when you feel like, I can't do this, I'm going to quit, I can't do it. But if you love it, you wake up the next day and you start all over again.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think that that is kind of the key to sustainably running a business as well. That, like, you know, if you don't feel like you have your dream job and like you're really doing something that lights you up every day, it's going to be hard to continue to do it year over year.
Very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. How have you kept evolving and iterating in order to kind of stay at the top of your game? Because I think that that's something that I've also always noticed about the brand where like it just continues to stay relevant and top of mind. So what are your tips there?
Well, I really, I listen to my consumer. I mean, they are my boss. My consumer is my boss. So I need to hear, I want to know what they want, what they don't want, what they like, what they don't like. And then come with ideas or things that I will make 90% sure that they will like it.
Mm-hmm.
And they will try it and they didn't even know they need it, but they will love it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like it's simple, but so many people don't do it. And like I love that you said that your consumer is your boss because it's true. I think that oftentimes if you really take the time to like listen, you understand where the gaps are.
Correct. And I think it's important to stay relevant, find out what is the trend, how you could make the consumer being constantly in love with you and paying attention to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So after you had your brow products, what was the next category that you expanded into in terms of makeup?
We because we were in 2012, we were the first beauty brand on Instagram, on social media.
No way.
Yeah, we were the first beauty brand present on social media. We launched, it kind of exploded.
Mm-hmm.
We launched the contour kit.
I remember that.
You remember? Yes. And it sold out in few hours. And then after that, we launched the liquid lipstick, if you remember. And again, for like a year, we couldn't keep in stock the products. And then after that, we the glow kits, we put together 4 colors, and then the palettes with a different payoff, different pigment, and constantly me and Claudia, my daughter, we wanted to create things that our followers will love.
Honestly, I remember really clearly the contour because I feel like everyone wanted that product.
Yes.
It was like the product for contouring, and the timing was smack on time because that was when contouring had really like people started to like see what it was, and there you guys were.
Yes.
And I think also with brows, somehow it kind of works, the contour. I feel like it's the next thing.
Well, if you think about it, we build our brand based on the golden ratio theory. So to create that perfect balance and proportion, you start with the most important feature, which is eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
Then contouring is very important to create that perfect harmony with your face.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do the eyeshadows and then the lips and then the highlighting. And it's all, every product that we launch was designed to give the opportunity to our clients to create that perfect balance and proportion.
I love that. So for younger entrepreneurs who are maybe just starting their business, when would you say is the right time to kind of expand categories? Because again, I think that you were so strategic about how you did it. You became this like trailblazer in that golden ratio technique with the brows, and then it was the contour. And then, that's kind of like how you started to build upon the brand.
Well, I think everybody has to know their consumer. They need to listen to what they want and kind of guess what will be the next phase or create like the next wave of what's going on or what your consumer will want. Mm-hmm. And you constantly need to innovate.
Yeah.
That's for us is the number one goal is always to innovate. And remember, technology is one very important part of coming out with new products. Because when we started in 98, the technology, the labs, the chemists, they were not so evolved. The systems, like we created, to give you an example, we created the brow pomade in 98.
Wow.
and it was not waterproof. So you will use it, and the consumer was a little ahead of the time. The consumer couldn't understand, oh, do I need to use this? How, we didn't have social media to do tutorial to kind of educate the consumer. But we had to take out the pomade because only the professional makeup artists knew how to use that. We took it out, and in 2014, we created a new deep pomade, but that was with new technology. It's waterproof, allows you for a few minutes to work with, to blend, and then it dries and it doesn't move. So again, technology is something very important these days when you do products, because you have to be kind of aware of what ability you have to create different products.
Yeah, I also love that you like this story that you said about the pomade because the thing is that a lot of the times people release a product, and then if they notice that it's not doing well, they'll still keep it, and my thing is that it's always possible to take it back and like iterate on it and then release a better version later. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely. We created Deep Brow Gel. So the formula that I wanted to create. So when you do something in a lab and you work with the chemist, you do 5 kilo, let's say, to try to see. So when those 5 kilos we created, the formula was the way I wanted, was intended to tint gray hair or lighter eyebrows hair, to make it lighter to make it darker, or too dark eyebrows to make it a little lighter. So it was great when we did. When we went in production, because we are talking about malaxors, like huge, massive containers that they have to mix, then the texture, it changed. So we kept and we tried to work to the formula to make it with the initial formula. It didn't work out. Now we just relaunched the volumizing tinted gel that has the formula that I wanted. So constantly we need to fix, and we listen to the customer. The customer will tell you.
Yeah, I love that. Talk to me about current makeup trends. Are there things that you're seeing that are popular right now?
Well, the popular trends right now are makeup, no makeup. I mean, everybody wants to be Hailey Bieber. But I mean, she has the most gorgeous skin, beautiful eyebrow, which I take care of it.
Do you really? I've always noticed her brows. They're really beautiful.
It's beautiful. She is a beautiful girl. I love to shape her eyebrows and Justin eyebrows. I like to keep it very natural, but in the same time, like looking full, and because she had that amazing skin, like the girl doesn't need anything, but not everybody has her skin, let's face it. So I think the techniques right now are, you could blend very well. You could use products that are very light. That heavy foundation is definitely out of questions. So everything makes you glowing and very natural looking. And we'll see what's going to happen next. I think I kind of miss, in a way, those years where artists on social media use a lot of eyeshadow, and I kind of like that. It was an expression of artistry, in my opinion, and I kind of miss that because everybody's going bare right now, looking like I don't have anything. I just woke up like that. But I think it's going to go back.
I think it's always, that's how trends are. Yes. It's like a seesaw almost,
for sure.
And I agree. Like, I mean, what was it? The other day I was looking at like 2017 or 2016, like eyeshadow tutorials. And I was like, my God, this was like the average person, even what they could do with the colors and the shade. It was insane. Like
so
the cut crease.
You want to keep looking. Right now, I feel like, okay, if it's no makeup, I don't want to look. So I want to see that creativity on everyone. I mean, you didn't need to be a makeup artist.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It
think,
was
yeah,
beautiful.
it'll probably, I think,
Come back.
or like it'll be like a blend, you know,
Yes.
because I think that with social media, it's been like a lot of uniformity. And I think people are starting to claim like kind of more what works for them. So I feel like it'll probably be a blend of the two of these
And
things in the future.
It should be. Because everybody should be different. I don't need to be like you. You don't need to be like me. We all are different.
I couldn't agree
Different
more.
style, different look, different, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. So as a successful entrepreneur, what are certain daily habits or routines that contribute to your like productivity?
I'm very disciplined.
You can tell.
Super disciplined. I wake up every morning at 7. The first thing I do, I have my espresso, no sugar, and I go through my emails and appointments, kind of do my day, what Zooms I have, what meetings I have, and I work out maybe 40 minutes,
What do you do?
40 minutes. I do cardio and I do weights. And in the afternoon, if I have time, I go for like 40 minutes in my neighborhood. I have to do, in weekends, over 10,000 steps. And in weekends, during the week, 10,000 steps. And in weekends, 20,000.
20,000? How do you get that in? I need to know.
Well, I do the walk in my neighborhood, and it's a stiff walk.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes I go with my daughter that she's fanatics with working out. The beach, Manhattan Beach, and we do that walk. I try to do that. I eat very healthy. Very healthy. I like to cook.
Okay.
If I don't go out, I cook.
What are your go-to meals?
I like simple, grilled or fish or chicken or steak with vegetables and a salad.
Always good.
Yeah.
I mean, it like keeps you full.
Yes.
It satiates you.
I stay away from sweets. I'm not a big fan of sweets. Like if I go for dinner and people are ordering, I will order. But I remember I grew up in Romania and we used to eat cakes only for Christmas, Easter, or if it was somebody's birthday party.
Really?
Yeah. Now here, everybody every day have to have a cake or a dessert. No. It's no good.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's like if you can stay away from it, it's one of the best things, you know?
Yeah, I could stay. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then in the evening, what do you do? Like any wind down routine things? Like what do you do
I
after?
still work in the evening. I have to check the social media. I do emails because remember, I have to work with, like I had a team in Brazil right now. So they are like 15 hours, 16 hours. We have Europe's.
Mm-hmm.
This morning at 8, I had UK Zoom. So it's just like it's never a dull moment for me. Even at night, like China, Asia, usually in the afternoon, we have Zooms with them. So it's, it's exciting.
It's really incredible. When did you decide that you wanted to be more global? Because the thing is that oftentimes when you start your business, like you have to focus on one market and then you expand. I mean, you're obviously like a complete global brand. So
in 2018, we decided to go international and to expand, and we got a partner to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's, I mean, I think it's like because I think you guys have also done it in a strategic way. Like you had kind of brand penetration in North America, and I would probably argue Europe as well. Before then, you like targeted those markets very like aggressively too.
Yes, we did.
So smart. I want to move on to audience questions.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one is, can you share how you balance work and family?
I work with my daughter. So we work all the time. So even when we have a meal together, when in the weekends we go to see my mom and we have dinner, we try to not talk about business, but we end up talking about business. So that balance doesn't exist.
Did she always want to work with you?
No, she didn't, but I give her no choice, and now she loves it.
That's incredible. It's really nice that you guys are able to work together as well.
I love it.
I mean,
it's the best.
Yeah, like I work with my husband and I feel like it brings us so much closer together because you're able to, I mean, your business is like another baby, I feel like,
of course.
So
no, it is.
The fact that you get to share it with your daughter is really, really special.
It's very special.
How did you impart this like work ethic into her as well?
When she was little, she used to come at the salon because I was working all the time. So she will come at the salon and do her homework there. And of course, she witnessed that I worked nonstop. I really worked so much when I was at the salon. I will take like 10 minutes for lunch.
Wow. And so then that's kind of what you grew up with.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, sometimes it's like what you see is the best example. You don't even have to say much.
Yeah, I didn't need to explain.
I feel the same way because my dad is the same way. And actually my mom as well, both of them. I just saw them working so hard when I was little. So I was like, okay, this is just how I am as well.
Of course. What your parents are in what business?
So my dad is a developer and my mom works with him on interior design. So no choice.
I think I've seen a lot of my clients that they felt guilty because they work so hard, including myself. When I grew up, when my daughter grew up, I felt very guilty because I was never able to go to her school events and all that. I worked all the time. But I think your kid will watch you and see how much you work. And at the end of the day, they want to do the same.
Yeah.
They become you. You become your mom.
Yeah.
I became my mom. And I'm sure Claudia is going to become me.
Honestly, like you're so right. I think that, and also having, I think, a strong female role model to look up to is so important.
Yeah.
It's something that I take as a blessing, and I'm sure your daughter does as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, how can someone pick the right lip and blush colors for themselves?
Well, depends if you have cool tone or warm undertone.
How can someone tell if they have cool or warm undertone?
Well, are you good in jewelry, gold jewelry or silver jewelry? If you are silver, you are cool tone. If you are gold, you are warm tone.
Easy trick.
Easy trick. So you pick colors. If you are cool tone, you pick colors that are cool tones, like they have little bluish in it. If you are warm undertone, like I personally, I could be kind of neutral. I could wear both, but because of my Mediterranean undertone, like olive skin, I have to be careful what I pick. I like much more warm undertone, like little blush, like orangey. I feel like it gives me a better,
like more warmth.
More warmth.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm the same. I don't think I can do silver at all, to be honest. Like I do mixed.
Yes.
But if I wear just silver, I feel like it's not me.
So yeah, you need to wear warm tone. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. Do you have a morning routine?
Yeah. I wake up at 7. I have my espresso. I check my emails and I look at Instagram and social media.
And then you're into the day.
And then into the day, I have so many Zooms, so many meetings. Like after a while, I feel like I'm zoomed out.
Listen, by Friday, I'm like, enough.
Oh, I don't even know what days. I swear to God, because I work Saturdays. I have different type of work, but I work 7 days a week. And again, I'm not complaining. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
As long as you love what you do.
I love it.
That's what matters.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. Tell everyone where they can find you, Instagram, website, all of the things.
Well, Instagram, my personal is Anastasia Soare, and the brand is Anastasia Beverly Hills. The store is on 438 North Bedford. And you could go there and they will walk you through. They will tell you where your eyebrow should be placed. So golden ratio rules. And you could go as well. If you have a Nordstrom's close by, we have brow studios, 80 brow studios around the country.
Incredible.
So I will suggest you should go there. The girls are amazing. Or you could go on our website, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and use the app. Anastasia Beverly Hills is free, but you could see that they will use AI and measure your bone structure and tell you exactly what perfect shape you should have.
Incredible. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And congratulations with your brand.
You're so sweet.
I love
Thank
the
you.
packages.
I'm so excited for you to try it.
Yes, and I can wait to try it.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. And good luck to everyone, all your listener that wants to be a boss. It's not easy, but it's great if you love it.
Agree. Thank you.
Thank you.